Hi, my name's Neil. I'm a personal trainer and have been for the last 15 years, working specifically with the area of special populations. So this is older adults, pre and postnatal, and also people with disabilities. I also run the Eat and Exercise for Energy course with Anjanette. So if you'd like more information, please visit our website for that. What I'd like to talk to you today about is what we can do to make lifestyle changes, things you can do on a day-to-day basis that are really easy to make your lifestyle better and ultimately healthier. We're going to start off with a standing exercise, but then what we're going to do, we're going to progress on to seated exercise if you feel more comfortable doing that. Now with these exercises, please remember, if you feel at all unwell or you have any previous injuries or complaints, please refer to your doctor or physician before you start to make sure that everything you do is suited to you and not just the general population. What I'm going to do, first exercise, which is very good for all of our legs, all of our postural muscles, is a nice easy squat. Again, if you can't do this, it's not a problem at all. We'll be moving on to some seated exercises. But for our leg strength, our core and our spine flexibility, this one's really good. So we're going to bring our feet shoulder width apart or slightly wider than shoulder width, and you're going to go down as low as you feel comfortable. Not what you perceive everybody else should be doing. Remember, this is for you. So we're going to bend our knees, nice and controlled, keep looking forwards and push up. Really simple. So from the side, make sure chest is up, we're looking forwards and we're lower and we push. So again, if you want to focus on knee strength, if you've had knee problems, just little ones, strengthens the muscles on the inside. The lower you go, the more it will focus on the backs of your legs and also your glutes, so your bottom muscles, which again will help you stand up, walk upstairs and generally be stronger in your posture in your day-to-day life. What we're going to do now is move on to some seated exercises that you can do at work or at home if you feel more comfortable doing so. Right then, so we've seen the exercise we can do stood up, those squats coming down as far as you feel comfortable. But if you prefer, we can do exercises sat down. There is no reason why you can't work your muscles and your body as hard sat down as you do stood up. So the first exercise we're going to do, really working the bottom of our lower legs. So feet together, hands onto our knees and just lifting up onto your toes. Now to make this harder, all we're going to do is put a weight on your legs. Now this can be anything that you can find around your house, a stack of books. If you've got those dumbbells hiding in the garage or wedging that spare door open, get them out, put one on your knees, lifting up and down, really working those lower legs nice and hard. From there, focusing again on our legs, because it's really important that we work our leg muscles, especially if we have a little bit more of a sedentary lifestyle, because our body works on a system called the skeletal muscle pump. This brings all of the blood from your lower legs back up towards your heart to be recirculated around your body. So if you're sat down a lot at work or you have a bit more of a sedentary lifestyle, please take note of these. So we've got our calf raises lifting up. We're then going to work our thighs just with a simple leg extension. So leg coming nice and straight, still keep this good posture up nice and tall, abdominals and our core nice and tight and back down. Again, we'll then go other leg. So it's a really simple movement that you can do at home. If you'd like to, you can progress those into two legs. So two legs come together and down. And even further, why not pop something between your feet? A tin of beans, a bottle of water, or anything you've got lying around the house, just to give a little bit more resistance to work those thighs a little bit harder to make sure we're getting that blood pumped back up. Also, the benefits of these exercises is stability. Now you may want to try these being unstable. Like we said earlier in the video about changing your lifestyle and things you do, how about standing on one leg when you brush your teeth? It increases what we call our proprioception. So in essence, our balance. The way your body senses where it is in space and whether you're balanced or not. So add that into your routine. So if we're sat down, we don't get any of that through our legs. So really important to build it in. It's going to strengthen our tendons and our ligaments that link muscles and bones to each other to really make sure we're nice and stable. Okay, so the next part or the next exercises we're going to do are focusing on our spine. We all know that we have quite a sedentary lifestyle. Modern technology, we can sit still and we can talk to our special devices which turn lights on and heating and what have you. So we're not up and moving around. So it's really, really important to keep this mobility in our spine. Again, it's a longer term lifestyle change rather than I'm going to do this for 6 weeks and stop. So you may want to build this in. Perfect time to do these exercises is in the morning. Sat on the side of your bed, for example. If you live in a house where your bedroom is upstairs, when you come down your stairs, your knees and your ankles and hips take a lot of strain, especially if it's first time in the morning. Overnight, our joints in our hips, knees, shoulders, ankles actually dry up. The lubricant, which is secreted into the joints, comes from movement. So, when you first get up and you're feeling a bit stiff, do these exercises before you go down the stairs. Again, gives your joints time to warm up, to lubricate, before you then put your whole body weight through them. So, going back to our spine, we've got 2 really, really good exercises. Again, very simple. First ones is our side bends. So, hands down by your sides, and this one is actually a lot better sat down because you're going to keep your hips nice and still. So, sat up straight, hands down by our sides, and all we're doing is tilting over. Keeping this opposite hip down, coming back to the middle. Coming down the other way, nice and straight, and up. Again, to progress this, hold some weights. Hold anything, like say a tin of baked beans. I'd probably say not a cat or a dog. You want to make sure they're nice and level, nice and even, but not going to be moving around, but we're nice and stable. So again, that sideways, that lateral movement through our spine. The next one is a good rotation. So, keeping your knees pointing forwards, we want to rotate as far as you can do without your legs moving. We do not want this, because then the rotation is coming from your legs and your hips. We want to keep legs still, knees pointing forwards, hands really wherever you feel comfortable for this one. So we're coming sideways, bringing this shoulder round, take your head round as well, back to the middle. Again, we come the other side, big twist round, back to the middle. So we've not only worked our spine laterally, we've worked in a rotational movement as well. But as I say, make sure your head follows where you're facing, not twisting here. Because otherwise, you get 2 twists in your spine rather than one long one like it's designed to do. Okay, so we've done legs, we've done our calves, to make sure we're getting that blood pumped up. We've got our flexibility in our movement in our spine with our side bends and our twists. So, lots of the population, unfortunately from sitting over computers, being hunched over, have problems with their neck. It's a massive problem in the UK at the moment, with poor posture, hunched over, looking at computer screens. The best way to solve this is to work your shoulders and your neck. Now your deltoid muscles run from just behind your ear, down, round over your shoulders, here. They support your neck, along with a few other muscles, but they support your neck in relation to your shoulders. So to work these is really important. We want to be coming up sideways. We don't want to be coming at an angle, as far sideways as we can do. So we have a straight line, down one arm, across our shoulders to the other. So we're just here, nice and controlled, all the way down. As you can see, everything else is staying static. We just want to be focusing on those arms. Again, unsurprisingly, to make it a little bit harder so you feel you're working, you're strengthening these muscles, hold a weight. Again, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't have to be a specific bit of equipment. You could, if you have one, use a resistance band and put it underneath your chair or whatever you're sat on and come up sideways and down. But you don't have to. Remember, this is about you and what you can do long term rather than what the rest of the population do or what people do in gyms. This is about you, and we want to help you get the most out of your lifestyle. So, sideways. To help our shoulders as well, and you may have heard the term rotator cuff, which are muscles which stabilise your shoulders, we want to be coming forwards. We don't want to be leaning back at all. So if you decide you're going to jump into this, use weights, come forwards and you're leaning backwards like this, it's too hard. Really, really important part of what I teach all my clients is that we make sure we're using the right muscles at the right time. It makes the effort that you put in more effective and more efficient. So, hands down to our sides, we're coming up to level with those shoulders, nice straight arms, a slight bend in the elbow if you feel more comfortable, and down. Remember, back still, to there, and down. So, we're really focusing on these shoulders to support this neck, relieve any neck pain that you may have. With the number of repetitions to do, a good standard one is 10 to 15 repetitions. So, up onto our toes, 15. Legs straight, 15. We're coming into our twists. Again, you don't have to go 15. 15 twists take them quite a long time with those ones. So maybe condense it into 5 each side. With our side bends, again, 15 each side. Sideways, 15. Forwards, 15. So if you put a weight into your hands and you're coming up sideways and you can't do 15 repetitions, it's too hard. What's going to happen is you're going to start to use other muscles and it's not going to benefit what we want it to do. So from there you can see we don't have to be stood up, jumping around, putting on a massive sweat to benefit our body. We pump blood back up towards our heart, we've increased stability in our spine and our core, and we've prevented a lot of neck pain from working around our shoulders. What we're going to progress on to now is a little bit more dynamic work, a little bit harder work, still only using our body weight though, so none of these exercises need equipment. So our more dynamic exercise rather than our squats is our lunge. We use very similar muscles, but it adds a little bit more dynamic movement to what we're doing. So we're going to start feet shoulder width apart, making sure our core, so our deep muscles, which support us and keep us upright, are nice and pulled in, nice and solid, and we're going to keep that shoulder width when we step forwards. We don't want to be wobbling all over the place. So, feet shoulder width, nice big stride, and back up. Again, other leg, exactly the same, and back up. Now, with a lunge, lots of people think that it's your front leg that works. It's the push back up. Unfortunately, for those people, not correct. It's our back leg that works. So when we stride forwards, we want to be at right angles. So, right angles with that back leg, up, chest up and forwards, upper leg on our right horizontal, lower leg on the front leg vertical. So, it's then the back leg that lifts us up. For these exercises, we want to be doing 10 repetitions per leg. So, we'll start shoulder width, big stride and push up, and then the other leg, big stride and push up. All the time, keeping that shoulder width to our stance and our abdominals and our core muscles nice and tight and stable. So we've done our lunges, we've warmed our legs up, our core's been nice and solid. So how about you try this one, just to bring everything all together. Fantastic exercise that's going to work everything. It's called a walkout. So, going to start with a nice deep squat. So all the way down, nice and low. Onto our hands, big stretching out, until we have a nice straight line from our shoulders all the way down to our hips. If we want to, we can add in a press up, okay? We can add in a cross mountain climber. So we're here, and then come straight the way back, heels down, bottom down, and up. So in this exercise, we're working lower legs, thighs, our quads, backs of our legs, glutes, abdominals, fronts of our chest, backs of our arms. We're working our obliques, which are our sides in our abdominals. So we're coming nice deep squat, hands out, there's no rush. Here, if we want to, down into a press up and push, crossways in our mountain climbers, nice solid position, coming in, heels down, face up and stand up. So a really nice big compound exercise that uses lots of different muscles at a time and saves us time. Why split everything down into individual muscle groups when we can do big exercises like these to make the most out of our effort and our time we have? Again, repetitions wise, try 10. If you need to make them a bit easier, don't walk out so far. Don't put in the press up. Don't put in the mountain climbers. Or to make it a bit harder, do 2 press ups when we're down. Do 2 legs mountain climbers each side. So we've worked upper body, lower body, now for the bit in the middle. For most people, a problem area. Now, people think if you do hundreds and hundreds of sit-ups, you'll lose fat on your stomach. You won't, okay? You may work the muscles, but our body burns fat overall. So, you'll only see a six-pack if you're an elite athlete with a very low body fat. Now, obviously, what we're focusing on is lifestyle changes and that we want you to be safe and have a healthier lifestyle. We're not looking for that Adonis body, but what we want is really good tone and good strength. So what we've put together for you is a little abdominal routine that you can do at home. Again, as you can see, no mat, no equipment. So, little routine for you. What we're going to do 3 repetitions of each. Now again, you can personalise this by how many times round you go to make sure you're working hard. Up to a maximum of 5, okay? Now the key to this is we're working our abdominal muscles. We're not working our neck and shoulders, so this is where we want to be focusing. Same as where we've done the other exercises, where we focused our shoulders or our legs, we want to be focusing in our abdominal muscles. Research shows we get about 20% better results by focusing on the muscle that's working rather than just creating the movement by itself. So, we're going to start off onto our back. Legs straight, neck and shoulders nice and relaxed. Now your hands can be wherever you feel comfortable. Personally, I prefer onto my temples. And all we're going to do is a good abdominal crunch. We're not going to sit all the way up and put pressure on that lower spine. We're just going to come here and down. Nice and controlled, focusing, abdominals there and back down. So that's our 3 in one position. Now to work different muscles, we're going to bend our knees. Again, we're going to go 3. Neck and shoulders relaxed, really focusing just below your rib cage. So if you find you're starting to get pain in your neck and shoulders, you can put your hands in your upper abdominals. You can feel where the muscles are working. Okay, so it's a good squeeze and down. Number 3, back down. Okay, so you can really feel the muscles that are working to be able to focus on. Our next ones, we're going to bring feet up. So what we're going to do, we're going to engage our lower abdominals as well. Similar principle to our walkouts that we did. There's no point doing lots of individual exercises when we can work lots of muscles at the same time. So knees above hips, feet level with knees. If you want to, you can bring your legs to 45 degrees. Puts a little bit more strain on your abdominals. But if you do that, make sure your back does not arch. We want to keep our back nice and flat. Again, 3 repetitions with our upper body. So we're 1, 2, 3. Next progression, legs up straight. Now if you've got tight hamstrings, if you're sat down a lot, or ladies, if you wear heels a lot, you may not be able to get your legs up straight. They may only be here. That may be something that you need to work on. So both hands this time, up and down. As high as you can do, shoulders down and head down between them. We're then going to work our way backwards. So we come knees bent for 3. So we're 1, 2, 3. Feet onto the floor. So we then relieve these lower abdominals. We let them rest for a bit. 1, 2, 3, and then legs flat. 1, 2, 3. So, with these exercises, we've worked upper and lower abdominals. With our twisting ones, if you want to bring in a twist, you can do. So from here, bring in a twist and come there and down, and obviously the other way and down. The main point when you twist is that it comes from your abdominals, not from your legs or your shoulders. You really want to come round and follow that movement round, rather than having your arms and your neck do all the work. So, nice little routine. You have a couple of options with this one. One I like doing with my client is to go around that routine and do 1 rep of each. Finish it, then go and do 2 reps of each. 3, 4, up to 5. Or you can do what we've just done with 3 repetitions of each, working through the range and doing as many rounds as you can do. Right then, how much exercise do we really need to do? You probably know these people or have come across these people that spends hours and hours and hours in a gym. Okay, it's not necessary. The government and the NHS prescribe 150 minutes per week of exercise. Now this is exercise which elevates your heart rate. Lots of people think that has to be cardiovascular work. So it has to be running or swimming or cycling or rowing. That's not the case. Your heart rate will elevate just as far by doing resistance work, so our weights or with our resistance bands, than it will do doing cardiovascular work. So 150 minutes a week, what does that actually look like? Now, 2.5 hours of exercise, if you can do it, you're not really working hard enough. I know I've not got time for chunks of 2.5 hours of exercise a week. So break it down, 5 lots of 30 minutes. So again, if we're looking for sustainable lifestyle changes, that might be every morning you get up and you do some exercises. It may be in the evening or in your lunch break, you go for a walk, really building it into your day-to-day life. So we're not making a specific effort. We're making things that are sustainable, that you can carry on beyond the 6 weeks where 60% of people drop out from starting exercise. That's why gyms love January. They'll sign people up on 12-month contracts, but after 6 weeks, they know that 60% of those people they've signed up aren't going to be coming again. We don't want that. We want you to build a sustainable, healthy lifestyle. But again, you can break it down further. Why not do 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at lunchtime, and 10 minutes in the evening? You know, while the kettle's boiling in the morning, you can do some little squats. While the children are in the bath, maybe at bedtime, do your abdominal little section next to them. So you're still with them and you're showing them what a healthy lifestyle is. To me, that's really important, to exercise in front of children and show them that it's part of a lifestyle, not a specific effort. For more information and exercises about how to sustain a healthier lifestyle, please visit our website. And remember, don't start tomorrow, go now. We want a lifestyle change, not just a short-term fix.